All right, Justin, I'll be going in just a minute. I'm trying to get my Twitch set up. Okay, I think I'm ready. Yeah, quick I can get this done. I've got quite a bit of pieces to continue here. I don't know if you can see the reference on the screen. I've got Faun. I'm going to draw Faun like hugging the girl, but I'm going to make it a happier moment than it was in the movie. I'll put the monolith behind him as a hint. At least that's the goal. I don't know. We'll see how bad it goes. All right. Let me get the link in there. Anybody wants to join me in the stream? Post the link. Here. Photo references looking off screen to the left, but looking at the image. You've never seen Pan's Labyrinth? I think you might like it. I think it's kind of a sad movie actually in the long run, but it takes place in the 40s during the war. But it's in a different front. It's not the usual Nazis and French or whatever. You have like there's guerrilla warfare going on against the fascists. And in the backdrop of that, you have this story about a girl that finds out she's got a hidden talent. I would go more to other people than that. If you haven't seen it, I'll let you watch it. Enjoy it. See, the streamyard shows 3 people watching. Say hello in the chat so I know you're here. I'm going to be drawing the fawn and the girl, but we can talk about anything. I kind of committed to drawing something from Pan's Labyrinth for somebody. And, I figure I might as well kill time online doing it. You got the year here. Good. One. Who else is here? Log Park's got another auction going on later this month for sketches, and the theme was D&D characters, so I've been drawing a couple D&D characters for D&D related artwork the last couple days. There's 3 pieces in there. It's so hard to see the head, looks like. So I'll have to fall his hand on her head anyway. Basically old school kind of. Like I said, let me know you're here and what you guys would like to talk about while I sketch Faun from Pan's Labyrinth. This is obviously not Faun. This is the girl from Pan's Labyrinth. Hopefully, I can get this done in an hour or 2 so I can go to bed. Why it's 9 o'clock now, and I couldn't fall asleep last night, so that's why I ended up drawing some of the D&D characters I had to do. I think like a lot of people, I'm anxious about tomorrow, although my brain had the day wrong. So I kept thinking the inauguration was today, but at least last night I thought the inauguration was. I realized it's tomorrow. But I think that kept me from sleeping. I stayed up all night. I ended up going to work like 4 o'clock or 4:30 in the morning just because I couldn't go to sleep anyway. So how did I? Might as well go to work. That way, if I do fall asleep, I'm already at the office, so I won't be late. I ended up not falling asleep. Got to check out the film Ready or Not if you haven't yet. Yeah, Justin, I actually like that one. That was a good one. I saw that one in the theaters back in the before times, before COVID screwed everything up for everybody. Girl. Faun character. And I have to rotate the paper so it feels more natural. But it's basically and yeah, I've really grown to like Samara Weaving, who was the lead in that movie. She was in. I saw Guns Akimbo with her also. Yeah, some other movies. She's been fun in whatever she does. Of course, she's a one of the Hollywood clones. There's the girls that look like Margot Robbie and the one girl from Community. They all have the same genetic markers. They look like they could be sisters or twins. Or, Dustin says he's friends with the directors of Ready or Not. Cool. So this way, I'm going to switch my references so that. Pronouns. It's not a little more pronounced than this. Big T. Broad. The thing with the Faun character is always in the dark, so you really can't see what the hell his appearances are. Lizard People. Is that another movie she's in? That name doesn't sound familiar to me. I'm sure I saw something else with her. I think it was another comedy. Can't remember. I'm operating on about a half hour of sleep in the last 36 hours. So my brain's a little frazzled. I still see that there's 3 people here, so nobody else is talking. Just me and Justin. All shy. Hollywood lookalikes are. Oh, well, Hollywood looks like lizard people. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I believe in the lizard people thing. But there's definitely some strong genetic markers that are common in some people because, like I said, there's Margot Robbie, there's Samara Weaving, there's the girl from Community, what's her name, Jillian Jacobs. They all look alike. And if you go back, there's Jamie Presley has the same features. So there's a few that are like that, and then like Alyssa Milano's another archetype where you can find a lot of girls that look like her. So she's just genetic markers, that are, genetic traits that are real strong in some people. All line curves up. There. This goes into the horn. Again, the pictures are so dark, it's so hard to see what's going on. But I'll tell you this, man, I would love to sit down with Guillermo del Toro sometime and just sketch, because he's got just a brain on him for drawing these creatures and stuff. If you watched, obviously, if you watch Pan's Labyrinth, there's the pale man, the guy with the eyeballs in his hand. And if you watch Hellboy, either of his two Hellboy movies, some of the creature designs and stuff in that is just fantastic. Let's see what's going on with the film. Again, it's really dark. It's hard for you to tell what's going on in the universe. So it's definitely like this, not quite a mane. It's got straggly hair. It's kind of acts like a mane. Doug, that eyeball character. Oh yeah, Doug Jones. Yeah, Doug Jones. Any prosthetics that are skinny guys, it's probably Doug Jones. Um, yeah, he's the skinny alien on the Star Trek Discovery. He was the Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four. What else has he been? He's been. Give me some other ones, Justin. I know Doug Jones has been in some other stuff. Usagi Goya wanted to pop in and wish you a somewhat late Happy New Year. Well, thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. I hope it's. I hope 2021 is better than 2020 was, but I'll tell you, we're off to a pretty rocky start already. I'm assuming the one is somewhat symmetrical. What you been doing to get your art fix since there's no convention, Steve? Hit John up for some art, something. John's been pretty busy lately. He's catching up on commissions. Get those ears are actually pretty far away from the head. Get those Shrek ears. Well, we had them before Shrek, but we got the Shrek up here. So I think that's what I can't see in shadow. Should be here on this side, obviously. Ice Cream Man and Legion. So Doug Jones with Ice Cream Man and Legion. eBay Con. I'll have to look into that. I've never heard of that, Steve. eBay Con. How long is that? Or is that like an ongoing thing? I know there's a couple of those like perpetual conventions. Like I know Mog was doing something like that. Artist Auction Network or something like that. Quasi-con. Yeah. Brighter picture of him so I can see some details. Different angles. I think I can extrapolate. It's weird how this stream has a longer delay than Twitch. I mean, at Facebook, yeah, Twitch is always a little faster. I'm not sure why. um, I've noticed that for watching other people's streams too. When I watch Birds in the Hood, yeah, there's like a lot of the channels that run like Streamlabs, for monetization, like either on Facebook. Streamlabs is a way to get money, but I don't have enough followers to even bother with something like that. But the people that do that, I noticed that Streamlabs runs, like Reed saying, that the Twitch is running about 30 seconds faster than the Facebook. And somehow that doesn't surprise me because Facebook boogers everything up. Okay. Let's see if I can get these swirls right. No, Streamlabs doesn't give you, well, they let viewers donate or contribute. And then, so Streamlabs takes, I want to say, it's a percentage is lower. Like YouTube, if you monetize it, it takes like 30%, I think. And I think Streamlabs takes like 5 or 10, so it's a lower. So people use Streamlabs because it's a better deal. Usagi Goya says he commissioned an ink and paper recreation of a digital Usagi drawing by a young lady which I loved at first sight. From the same artist, you mean? Yeah, she did the digital, and you also commissioned her for the recreation. Pin and ink. Sorry, pin and ink. Sorry, it's just that spaghetti, so it's not sitting heavy. I still haven't caught the Super Show, the Aquabat Super Show. Definitely. That's the basis for that. The monolith behind him. That's cool. Keep saying she was showing her samples of her work. And you fell in love with some digital piece and you asked her to recreate it. That's cool. Oh, okay, it's what the heck is in the picture? It's like something you really can't appreciate in the movie because everything's moving. But you stop it and you see all the work that the designers put into it. So this monolith has a engraving of the family. So it's actually the father uh, on the throne. It looks like with the mother and daughter in his lap. So the father's got horns also. Horns. And the father's head here. The father's got one of those old tiny curling mustaches that looks like it's kind of hard to tell. I'll just have to get the hint of it. I think he's got on his head. Another mask or something on top of it. Let's see, let me check that with you. Reed's talking about the Streamlabs because you really just PayPal. So I think you can set up a link through PayPal. Yeah, that's where it pays out to. But I'm just saying, Streamlabs takes a smaller cut than of the donations than like the super chats and YouTube. But again, that's not something I need to think about. I'm years away from being able to kind of do anything with monetization. But for now, it's just hang out, draw, meet people. Um, okay, Justin's talking about the Aquabat says the villains are great and the people don't take the heroes seriously. It's a great comedy. And any of the other people on the watch right now have watched Aquabat Super Show. Justin's been trying to get me to watch it. I got to track it down and check it out. This will be the mother. The baby's in the lap. Mom. I'm not the only one that talks himself into draw. Like even if you guys weren't watching, I do this stuff. I talk myself into drawing half the time. Like I don't know how Reed's he's been doing a lot longer. He keeps talking the whole time. I don't know how he does it. Much more professional at streaming than I am. Ass hand, hand going the wrong direction. Pretty huge. Throwing it for sure. I don't know exactly. Tubi is a free app and the show is on it. Is there something you have to download, install? Tubi? I've never heard of Tubi. That's where Aquabat is off Tubi. Now I'm using a tan Copic, and then I can go back in and add darker lines if I want. But this way, they're not so depressive, strong, going straight black. What's everybody else doing? Everybody ready for tomorrow? Ready for a new president? For those of you that are in the U.S., I'm making assumptions here. Maybe I work for the government, and I don't go into work tomorrow, but I'm going to work Thursday again. I have a whole new set of photos on our chain of command board. I'm looking forward to that. YouTube is a free streaming service app owned by Fox now. Lots of free movies and shows. Because on get one. Well, yeah. Funny. I was looking up the actors in the show. I think she's like 23 now. It'd be weird being a kid actor in Hollywood and you grow up and you got younger years captured forever, celluloid or on digital media. Yeah, we look more bigger than we are really. But we're gonna do a horror comedy stream in the near future. I've got a few more to watch. I haven't found a place where I can watch Rubber the Killer Tire for free yet. So I guess I'm gonna have to break down and rent it for like $3 or $4. That's pretty crazy though. Justin says he's passing out. Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow, Justin. It's maybe 3 hours difference now. Too late for me. Justin's off. He wants to pop in. I'll place the link again. If anyone wants to jump in the stream, you can talk to me directly. I do try to keep an eye on the chat. It's hard when you're drawing. So, I don't know if he's supposed to have like a wood-like texture, but that's what Guillermo did to his skin. Almost like he's got like knots in his skin with wood grain. I'll keep an eye on. Like I said, I'll have to check out Tubi, Justin. And go to sleep, man. I want your wife, blaming me for you staying up. I haven't seen voices yet. It doesn't sound familiar, so I'm going to have to say no. Watch the voices on TV. I'll check out the link after the stream. Well, they probably will. By the time I finish the stream, I'll probably cast out. I can't believe people are still watching. Can't be that exciting. What else can we talk about? Reed still here? I did watch the latest episode of Attack on Titan. And, shit's getting real. I'm fairly certain he ate Trainer, or he threw him up into his mouth. Dustin says it's a Ryan Reynolds horror comedy. That's yeah. I mean, there's a scene where he's like throwing him up in the air and with his mouth open. So you have to. Well, I mean, they don't show him landing in there, but you have to assume he ate. All right, good night, Dustin. Yeah, what's his Tiber? Tiber. Oh, Tiber. Yeah, the kid. You're talking about the kid, right? I think you need to go back and watch it. I'm pretty sure he ate Rainer. You want to back me up? No. Well, I haven't read the books. You're ahead of me on that. the eye. The whole brow ridge actually plays. He says Rainer Phillips big play part, a big role yet. Has to play a big role. The Foster seems kind of sad. Yeah, a little bit. Faun's got a bit of a comb over there. Can't see the ear in this one. I can't see. Faun is so dark in the references. Ripple. I'm going to deal with the screen now. Like that. It's so dark and part of it, I can't see what's going on. Oh. Reed. Okay. Howdy, Reed. Reed, you there?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I gotta turn you off on like everything.
Okay.
I got like 2 of you, 3 of you all over the place.
Well, why?
Because I'm comparing the Facebook to your Twitch.
It's giving me a false count then. I feel like I got more people watching than I really do.
That's good. It's called lurking. So you can get emotes.
You missed it last time I streamed. I got rated.
By how many?
36 or something like that.
Yeah. So you that's how come you have those notifications. So you gotta like shut them out. It's part of the etiquette. But I know you don't have that stuff, so
Yeah, I don't know, crap. Old part.
So yeah, it's actually been pretty crazy, that show. I don't know how it's going to be like 16 episodes. Tracy and I have a theory that they're going to do 16 and then they're going to make a movie, and then they're going to be a part 2 to last season. So because they're way behind. There's so much going on that
You're talking about compared to the the manga.
Yeah, but I mean, even if they cut out like half of the stuff, it won't. The story wouldn't make any sense.
I'm not too worried about the detail on the underside of the horns because it's going to be so in shadow. I think I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, so it gets better, like way better. It's just the tip of the iceberg right now.
That Hammer Titan was interesting. How it
It's a female.
Rooted underground.
Yeah. So her power is that she has a hardening effect that's like all like armored kind of, not quite like net. It's just hard. And that's how come she has a face shield. She can talk normally, more so than the Beast Titan. I've never heard Annie talk. So, but she can scream. And what you call can talk. Galliard, the Jaws Tyson, he can talk, but not with the teeth that he has on. Not with the metal teeth. But yeah, it was like pretty clear.
He did talk in this episode though.
Galliard.
Yeah, because he was saying how.
Well, he was saying that in his head, well, in his regular body, but because he had bitten onto Eren, right, and he got his jaw cut, so he couldn't move his jaw because Galliard's jaw is like super ass strong. He can bite through anything almost.
Okay, maybe I misunderstood.
So it was interesting to actually hear the Hammer Titan speak, and she was clear. It was like it was a female voice. She looks female, but yet she looks very feminine, but it's a male physique.
Just yes.
Yeah, so they're trying to prevent him from eating her. So but yeah, the Hammer Titan has the ability to make forms like connected, like and then weapons and anything that is kind of like the T-2000 or whatever, minus contraptions that are like have working parts and stuff. Yeah, it's actually pretty. It was like amazing. I was like, wow, this is some crazy stuff. It actually looks way better than the manga could ever portray.
That's good.
Yeah, the Mikasa scene was kind of sad. It's like, Eren, you can't undo things. You killed civilians and children.
Yeah, he's gone past redemption. Yeah?
Well, you can be redeemed, but what is the end game usually for those people are not good, right? So we'll see how it plays out, because Eren is still alive and stuff. In the actual show, manga. So we'll see how it plays out. but you're already starting to see like there's division within the sides, right? Because Jean comes onto the roof, right, and lands on the roof, and he says something about the whole situation, and then one of the men that are helping, he says, "Well, you got to be, he's doing what he's got to do because you got to be a devil to, these people are, been hunting us down and sending, you know." So you're starting to see the division within the ranks, and then you see the division within the people of Marley as well. So you have Eren supporters, and then sounds familiar. I'm surprised Armin didn't make his another appearance in this one. Sasha did. Sasha took out those people. Huh?
Which people are you talking
The the guards. Because they took out the guards, right? She took out the guards, and it's like when Gabby was there, and then Gabby grabbed the gun. She didn't kill Gabby. And Gabby grabbed the gun.
about? I saw you were streaming late again.
I always stream late. I always stream late.
What are you working on now?
I don't know, just random things, drawings. Did you do anything for Mog?
I did a couple D&D things. An orc and a half elf and a witch.
Yeah, I did some, but I don't know.
I wasn't sure if I was going to, but then I couldn't sleep last night, so I had to knock something out.
Come, you couldn't sleep.
I'm just anxious.
Anxious. I thought maybe you ate something.
Yeah. So I've had about a half hour sleep in the last 36 hours now.
Well,
But I'm going to go ahead and knock this out, and then I'll try again.
try to sleep again.
I'm feeling pretty tired now, but I started this, so I figured I'd go ahead and try and get knocked out.
So you watched it again. How did you think about the movie again?
I like it. It's good.
Artistically, it's stunning.
It's The death of the captain is one of the most satisfying film deaths. That motherfucker needed to die.
Oh, then?
Yeah. Captain, you know, the one that's like your stepdad. Or,
Yeah.
that guy needed to get on. Yeah.
Yeah, visually, it's beautiful. The creatures are crazy. Such great designs.
Yeah, I've drawn Pale Man a couple times. I haven't drawn Faun before, so I figured I'd tackle Faun.
Faun has that creepy look.
Yeah, you expect him to be a bad guy, but he ends up not being.
Pale man, the guy with the hands, right? The eyes and the hands.
Yeah.
Imagine how much makeup he had to put on for all those characters, man.
That's what Justin was talking about earlier. I guess Pale Man was Doug Jones. He's done a lot of prosthetic characters.
Well, now everything would have been CG.
Or a mix.
A lot of that was practical.
Yeah, well, Guillermo del Toro likes to go practical. And I'm not a purist either way. It's like I think all depends on how you use them. You can have good and bad CG. You can have good and bad practical.
Wow, look at episode 1. They made Yoda look really fake.
Yeah, but that was in the '90s.
Yeah, but look at they were able to make CG like what's his name, the flying around guy, Watu, whatever his name was. So if they were able to do that, and all the huts were all CG'd.
Yeah, but they didn't look good.
Yeah, but Watu at least was like he looked pretty good. And what you call Jar Jar's head was all CG. All the drones, all the clone, not the clones, what are the droids? The Gungans. Oh my god, it's reversed. Seriously?
Oh,
My cursor. I might have to restart my comp. Maybe if I pull out the USB, be right back.
all right.
Excuse me. Oh, gotta go behind my desk. Unplug. Fix it? Yes. It'll fix it. Oh.
What'd you think of WandaVision? I'm sure you watched it by now, right?
Yeah. I found it interesting. It's I think the first two episodes were a little slow.
Yeah.
It has this creepy vibe about it. It feels like they're trying to set up Mephisto or something. Because of the neighbor, that lady, the husband. She's the she's has to do with Mephisto. So it's a good way of introducing Doctor Strange and um, maybe even the Fantastic Four, um, even the X-Men, possibly. Uh, I find it interesting that there's a sense of urgency, um, like like she has control over things, but yet she doesn't, or she has potential control over it. Yeah,
Do you think she's doing it, or do you think someone's doing it to her?
I think it's a combination of both. She might be under or something. Because the beekeeper was eerie. The beekeeper was a really eerie scene. Same thing with the Help Me Rhonda, and like I noticed, like the Help Me Rhonda was the same as the beginning song, Wanda, Wanda Vision. It's the same. It's the same time signature. The whole sword organization is interesting.
I saw the tease for the logo there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that like sword is trying to break in or something, get in, and every time there's that explosion or people are trying to get in, like sword or somebody, because of the whole the really loud banging, and every time there's a loud bang, she discovered the um the helicopter with the, and then every time that happens, the neighbor comes and redirects. So I'm wondering if there's, you know, if it's Miss Fisto or something, because she's always talking about her husband, but you never ever see her husband. And it's like every time she misdirects Wanda from paying attention to certain things, and in that scene, she directs her to go to and meet that lady, and then she cuts herself, and it glows red.
That radio scene, and when you hear that, who's doing this to you, Wanda? That's Woo, isn't it? That's the name. The Randall Park character.
Yeah, well, I know like there's a song that's playing in the background, and the radio is like "Help Me Wanda." It sounds like "Help Me Wanda," but it's like the way that they're doing it sounds like it, but it's actually the Beach Boys. "Help Me Rhonda."
Yeah.
And so like I know it's going through the genre. So like you had Dick Van Dyke first, as I noticed, and then the next one was Bewitched. So I now it's going to be in color. So I'm wondering if it's going to be like Happy Days or going to go to the Brady's in the 70s.
The Brady's, or not the Brady's. Oh yeah, the Brady Bunch. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
So yeah, it's going to be. I think it's kind of interesting. Like I think the long run of it, these two episodes. I think the reason why they released two episodes is because it's drawn out, establishing this creepy persona. I mean, it's not.
Well, I think it's also like if they had just released the first episode, I think a lot of people would have been turned way off, just like what you
Yeah,
said.
yeah, no, definitely. That's all come. I think that's why they showed the first four episodes consecutively to the test group,
But
because I think the next two episodes should be able to get you, because this is really slow. It was really slow. There was a lot of banter back and forth, but yeah, it was really slow, and it made you wonder what in the world is going on. My question is it all in the reality that they're at, or is she? It's all in her head, or did they download? Was Sherry able to download Vision into the computer, and she's within the trying to trying to establish or whatever gets lost with it reminds me, what it reminds me of, a sort of online. the anime sort of online.
I'm not super. I mean, I know the name, but I don't think I've ever
Well,
watched it.
okay, so like the first season was super good. It was about them going into like a World of Warcraft, but it's real. Like it's like your your brain is tuned into this live video game, and they're locked in there for like until you complete the game. So if they attempt to take off the headgear that's tapped in your brain, you die. If you die in the game, you dead. But that was the first season. But there was different seasons, and this last season, the guy goes into he gets like shot or something, stabbed or something, and he almost dies. And he's in this coma. So they're using this program to kind of bring him back and to fix his head.
Okay.
Yeah, that this is kind of it kind of has this feel like 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 he like Wanda or somebody is inside this other world that she has control over, but they don't want her to know that she has control. Because the whole thing about the like every time she tries to stop things, something happens. Like the neighbor shows up or somebody knocks on the door or something like that. Like Vision didn't help until Wanda said something. The the mom from the That 70s show kept
Yeah.
on repeating herself. And then even with the whole like beekeeper, she actually rewinds the time within that situation. So I don't know. She might. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really thought about. I only watched it once, so I can't really make a assumption of what's going to happen. But maybe she's in this state because she wants to be with Vision, and Vision is, you know, not physical anymore. He's gone, and he might have been downloaded into the computer, and I don't know. Maybe she went in there. I don't know. But she has control over this world. I think more so than Vision does. That's for sure.
I'm fairly convinced Vision's just a construct of her.
Yeah,
Imagine.
whether it's a she's somebody's got her and messing with her head like within the system or what it is. I have to see the next two. I have a feeling the next two is going to establish something. So I'm not going to say that I like it or I don't like it. I find it interesting because of the fact that it's very open ended right now, and you don't have much to go with other than like a few Easter eggs about like Sword and apparently there's Hydra.
Yeah. Well, that ties back to their origin.
Yeah, so I don't. The element of Hydra was kind of interesting. That makes me wonder who's that guy that was at um the end of the first video. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait for the next two. It's like I said, it's like not like Mandalorian where it automatically just bam, you're inside the whole like you get a fight scene within the first 5 minutes, to draw you in.
Oh yeah, I mean that was one of the things for me is like I was pretty disappointed with the first two episodes, but I understand that it's like the first act of a movie. You know, it's like a can't
Yeah,
really.
it's like building to I'm hoping that it builds into a larger thing. Yeah, so I'm just curious. I'm actually looking forward to Loki.
Awesome. I like that. Get the blue onto the tone.
I need to watch that movie again.
The movie that.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What do you think? Should I put in some white highlights? You think?
Yeah,
Eyeballs out of it.
definitely in the eyes, that's for sure.
I picked up these Posca brush pens. You seen these?
No, I haven't.
Um,
Where did you get
David
them
Finch,
from?
uh, Amazon, but I'm sure you can find them elsewhere. But David Finch was using them. And I like the having the brush. I've been using those Presto correction pens for the longest time. They don't give you a whole lot of control. They're nice and bright, but they're hard to control. Finding I can do thick and thin with the brush, which is nice. I picked up 3 of them.
Nice.
I can give you one if you want to try it out.
No, 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 no. I have actual. I've been using actual brushes and white.
But I mean, but like for a portable kit, this is
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
and it's got like a plunger on the back to
nice.
put the paint down. So, I'm liking it so far. The only thing is, I think the hair on the brush is pretty cheap.
How much is it?
Like $3 or $4. I forget what it was. They weren't too super pricey. It's nice. I can keep this fairly loose and sketchy, so I don't have to get too detailed. Almost there. I can go to bed soon. I don't know. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to see the camera. Like I said, the the hair on the brushes are kind of cheap, so every now and then I have to like pull out a one that gets longer than the rest. But the opacity is pretty good. I mean, it's not like super thick, but you can layer it. And, it's taken me, I'm not great with the brush, so it's still a bit of control issue, but you can get thin and thick lines with it. All right, well, that's pretty good for a sketch. It only took me an hour and a half.
Are you done?
Yeah, I think so. What do you think?
Yeah, looks good.
Work?
Did you sign it?
Nope, getting ready to now. I think it's some place I need to darken up before I. All right. How? Time for bed.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging out, Reed.
Yeah, no problem.
And for those of you that watched, at least the beginning, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Ending 1, 2, 3.